My name is Michael Gilmore and I'm one of the founders of ParkLogic, and I've been regularly doing videos of talking about different aspects of the domain industry. And let me tell you, this week's video is going to be really important for domain owners because there's some major changes occurring with Google. Google is introducing two different new pieces of technology. One is the custom ad frame, or CAF as they call it, and the other one is domainer ID, or DRID, for domain registrant ID. Yeah, so those two pieces of technology are really going to impact domainers, which I believe ultimately in a positive way. Now let's tackle both of these for a second. Like, just before I do though, I must admit I did some research online about these different technologies coming in, and the thing that really struck me was the amount of confusion, suspicion, and innuendo almost put out there. Hopefully in this video I'll decompress all of that and we'll actually look at the facts of how is it going to impact you and your portfolio. Okay, custom ad frame. So what is it? This is a new ad serving technology for the domain industry. It's very common across the other aspects of Google's properties, but for domainers it'll be new. Where in the past all of the domain parking pages and everything been served by JavaScript, this time it's going to be served by an iframe from Google. So just like a publisher would put, say, some Google advertising on their page, it's a very similar sort of fashion. The parking companies will say, we would like to have some advertising right here in this sort of format, we want the search box here, and so forth, and then Google will then fill those spots themselves. Now you may say, okay, well, why on earth do this? Well, what a lot of domain owners may not realize is that the domain industry is exempt from a lot of the very high-paying advertisers. And so I think in a lot of ways, when you look at it, Google takes a look at the domain industry as a source of traffic, and they go and say, okay, the source of traffic, we want to be able to increase the yield. How do we increase the yield? We've got some high-paying advertisers that don't want to be in the domain industry because there could be some bad practices and so forth, but we want to be able to expose them to it in a good sort of way. And really, this is what CAF's all about. Okay, so to be able to understand how Google really thinks, whenever I've talked to them, they respond to two groups of people. One is users. They always want a good user experience. And the second one is advertisers. They want to provide results to advertisers. So when we look at, say, something like the custom ad frame technology, look at it in that sort of light. Is this going to be a better user experience? I don't know. It could be a better user experience. Google seems to have done a reasonable job so far at attracting users around the world to their different properties. So I would say it's probably going to be an improved user experience. But it's going to be improved not just because of, say, the laying out or anything fancy like that, which the parking companies will still have some input into and control, which will be good, by the way, because we think they've developed some very unique intellectual property themselves. But I think that what's going to really improve is the list of advertisers that will be exposed through this methodology will be greater and will provide a better result for the user. Which brings us to the other group, which is the advertisers. So why is this good for advertisers? More traffic. And as we know, good quality domain traffic is like gold. It really is like gold. So the advertisers will end up loving this traffic. In fact, I remember a number of years ago, Google did a case study, and in the case study they took a look at domain traffic versus search traffic, and the case study that Google put together concluded that domain traffic actually converted better than search traffic. So Google's there. So the other thing that I thought I'd bring up is that many people sort of said, well, is Google really committed to this channel, the domain channel, or they're going to just drop it all and make it all go away? Can I just say categorically, in all of my discussions with Google, and also in their behavior to date, they are committed to the channel. And this should be a great stamp for approval for legitimate, good domain owners. They are committed to the channel, they want to be in this space, they see it as a valuable source of traffic. Yeah, so we're going to get, from a domainer side, we're going to get more advertisers, higher paying advertisers, and which is all really good. So it's something that I know, I must admit, I'm looking forward to, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the results. The other couple of things is that they've seen, Google's seen that by using this methodology in other parts of the network, they've got better results. So, like I said, we're looking forward to that, and the jury's out, but I'm sure that it will improve the results. Just on the surface, it seems to make sense. So, after this upgrade to their system, what's the other one? After CAF, Custom Ad Frame, what else is happening? The other one is DRID. I must admit, it's an acronym. I hate the acronym. The first thing I think about when I hear someone say DRID, I think dread, like, oh my gosh, I need to dread this thing. This is going to be bad. This is really bad for me. So what actually is it though? What it is a new client management system replacing the current IDs of current ID and channel-based system at the moment. So what will occur is this: when you sign up for a parking company for an account, then you'll have a DRID assigned to you, and it will ultimately allow Google to know that you're the owner of those domains. Google will actually get information about you from the parking companies now. They'll get things like the address, name, and so forth, and that'll be passed on to them. So that if you go on site to another parking company, they'll know that those domains belong to you, and they can use the DRID or domain ID tracking system to be able to match all this together. Now, why do it? Really, ultimately, it's all about fraud protection. Remember, there's two groups of people, users and also advertisers. On the advertiser side, they want to make sure they prevent fraud as much as possible. This is one more step in that direction. Because if you're doing anything untoward with your domains and sort of trying to say, oh my gosh, I got them blocked here, I'll move them across somewhere else, or maybe I can slide them over into a different parking company, hopefully I can rip off the system a little bit better, your days are numbered. That's not going to be possible anymore. Which is, from my perspective, and I must admit ParkLogic's customers' perspective, this is great news. What it means is those people that are not doing the right thing are being washed out of the industry, which means there's more money for the rest of us who are doing the right thing, which at long last will be able to get really what we should be paid. So each feed partner's customer will be assigned a DRID, allowing for individual tracking of revenue. And that's really what it's about. So why do it? It's all about fraud. It's all about trying to get rid of fraud, and that's the goal. Get rid of fraud. And if we can get rid of fraud from the industry, we all benefit, other than the fraudsters, of course. Yeah, so once again, so there's two upgrades. One is CAF, Custom Ad Frame. The other one is the DRID, which is allowing Google to assist in getting rid of fraud. And from my perspective, I'm all for it. I'd love to be able to talk to you guys about this. If you want to reach out to me on my Skype, whizzbang01, that's WHIZZBANG01, or at my email, mgilmore@parklogic.com, that's GILMOUR. I'm more than happy to discuss these things with you. I want to get down to the facts rather than all of the different sort of paranoia that's out there. So I'm happy to discuss those facts. But I think it's going to be a great thing for the industry. I think it's a good thing that Google is committed to this industry. And let's move on forward from here. And I must admit, ParkLogic customers, we're looking forward to this. We've already done everything for our customers to be set up, so there's nothing you have to do. Anyway, it's been really great having you watch the video. Love all your feedback. Please just keep on providing that feedback. Love to hear from you, and really particularly about both CAF and DRID. Let's talk about that if you want. In the meantime, have a great week, and look forward to talking to you again sometime. Thanks a lot for that. Bye.